Hi guys, welcome to week 3. Happy Monday. I am going to go back to trying to do YouTube greetings since the video isn't working so well through eLearn. I heard from a couple of you guys that you could see it and a couple of you guys that couldn't access it, so I want to make sure everybody gets it. So this week you're looking at lecture 3 and you've got a discussion post due on Thursday by midnight with 2 responses due to classmates on Saturday. A couple of you guys let me know. I think sometimes there are broken links within eLearn where they won't let you reply to a thread or post a thread. If that's the case, keep trying until the last minute and then just send me what you were going to post and what your replies were. There's really not much that I can do on my end, and I think that eLearn has updates and things to kind of work out those bugs, but I want to make sure that you get those discussion point grades. Last week, I was talking about your paper if you weren't able to access the video, so sorry for those who already kind of know the criteria, but I'm going to go ahead and repeat it again. So we've got our first paper coming up. It is due Sunday, February 26th at midnight, so you have plenty of time to start writing it. I encourage you to start writing and researching now. Don't wait till 2 hours before the due time to do that. A couple things. I'm going to just pull up the syllabus and talk about your options for this paper. So you can pull from the first chapter covers a little bit about this, but I really want you to do outside research. Okay, it is a research paper, so you can choose to research one of these topics. Don't do them all, just do one. Theater and religion, theater and socialization, theater and politics, theater and subversion, theater and coercion, or theater and empowerment. Okay, so you can do one of those things. If you are going to research one of those, I would encourage you focus on one aspect. Don't try and give me the history of theater and religion for the last 2,000 years. It's way too much to cover in like a 2 or 3 page paper. Your other option, if you would like to, is you can research a specific type of theater. Please don't research just a generic professional theater. Give me a specific theater. So if you live in Clarksville, you may want to research, I think you guys have the Roxy, maybe. If you live in Hendersonville, you have HPAC or Actors Point. It would be great if you can set up some interviews with the directors of those theaters, but you can also, if you don't want to research one of the theater and a function, you can research professional theater, commercial theater, nonprofit theater, resident regional theater, amateur theater, educational theater, community theater, or hybrid theater. But again, focus on the actual theater and the history of that specific theater. Don't just give me a generic kind of, this is what Google says. In addition, and I start to get really picky about the way you write your papers. In college, that's, the number one way that you're going to start interpreting information, and so it's really important that your papers are super clear. So be focused and concise. Research the history, the interesting facts and stories, shows that have been performed, their failures, and reports. Do not give me a book report. The paper should be between 500 and 1,000 words, no pictures, okay? And you should have at least 10 citations. That doesn't mean that you have to have 10 quotes within the paper. In your works cited page, I want to see that you went to 10 different sources to research this paper. All papers must be in the MLA style, 8th edition formatting preferably. All papers, this is a big one, guys, all papers need to be written in the third person. I know that this is you doing the research, but please do not write I, me, I thought. Failure to do any of these things will give you an automatic C. This is how passionate I feel about academic writing, okay? So make sure, double, triple check, have your spouse or a friend look over and make sure that there's no first person, second person. It has to be third person. All papers must include an introduction and a conclusion. Okay, so in those kind of bookends of your main points, make sure that you let your reader know what exactly you're talking about. I can't tell you how many times I've gone through papers, and it's not until the end that I'm like, oh, this is what they were talking about. So lay it out in the introduction. You know, these are the things that are going to be addressed in this paper, A, B, and C. Go through your paper and then hammer it home. This is what was presented. A was this, B was this, C was this. I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, please contact me sooner or later. eLearn is probably the fastest way for me to answer a question, but if it's related to your paper, it might be easier for me to address that over the phone. So give me a call, 615-598-4749. I think that's it regarding your paper. So that is your first paper, but I do want to just talk about, so, you know, pocket that, that's paper 1. Your last paper, paper 4, is your live theater critique. And you need to attend some kind of live theater production this semester. It can't be elementary, middle school, or high school production, but it can be a community theater production. Can be a show at Ball State, or if you want to go see something at TPAC, that's great. And it can be either a play or a musical, but you have to be sitting in an audience and watching it. So that paper, again, is not due until your finals week, but I would encourage you to start going to or looking into going to shows now, because there might not be something available the week before this paper is due. So a couple places that are running shows right now, HPAC in Hendersonville is running Charlotte's Web. They opened this last weekend, and I think they run 2 more weekends. Vol State will be running Fame, I think, mid-March. So if you want to go see that. HPAC will also be doing Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat the end of March if you want to see Yours Truly dance in it. And then there are always things going through TPAC if you want to look into that. But so start working on your paper 1. Respond to the discussion post this week. Find a show to go see, and have a great week, y'all.